is good out there, everybody? This is GeekSet Radio after a long break. We're once again back in your ears, coming with some new heat. My name is Jut, and like always, I'm with my main man, Danny.
Sup, people? Newark Hip Hop.
All right, man. It's been a while, dog. So let's get through some of this stuff so we can go back to feeding the masses.
All
I
right.
guess the hot story right now is the HTC One about to crush some building.
The one. This has been like, I don't think I've ever read, and this includes any phone, including the iPhone. I've never read so many positive reviews for one phone. I've literally yet to read a review for this phone that's been nothing but outstanding. A couple of places already called it the best phone, the best smartphone ever. It hasn't really gotten in that many hands, in the hands of the masses yet, so we have yet to see that. And I mean, by the specs, it's a high-end Android phone. I'd put it there. I know it's been getting praises because of the aesthetics of it, the body, it feels premium. That's the word you hear all the time from it. But I mean, as far as specs, we're looking at a 4.7 inch screen, 1.7 quad core, ultra megapixel camera, comes with Android 4.1.2, which is, I mean, that's not too disappointing. It should have just came with 4.2, but that's not that big a deal. And it comes with Sense 5, which hasn't been receiving the worst complaints. It's actually been I've heard people say they want the phone because of Sense 5. But how do we feel about this?
Yeah, man. Like, we talked about it before, and you know how I'm always on the fence when new stuff gets announced.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been reading all the reviews and hearing everybody talk about it, and I really just want to check it out for myself. Like, at this point.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, I've you know how I am. I'm not going back on a two. I'm probably not gonna go on a 2-year contract, anyways. But from what I've heard about this phone, like it's been getting pretty outstanding reviews. HTC has caught a lot of shit over the past couple of years because of their their build quality and their lack of updates and whatnot. But this phone seems to like pretty much wrap everything everybody's wanted in the phone, and it has the looks. It's a good, just from the pictures I've seen of it, it's a really good looking phone. I think the last time I've seen this much hype over a phone was probably with the Evo.
Yeah, and it draws a lot of comparisons with it too, because when the Evo came out, HTC was kind of chilling. Like, they weren't really doing anything major.
Mm-hmm.
Like, up until that point, they had the G1, the My Touch,
G2.
and then all of a sudden they just kind of bust onto the scene with the Evo, which was really like the first super smartphone that we see. But the only drawbacks for everything that this good is saying, and the only thing really that I don't like, is that there's no SD card expansion.
Mm-hmm.
I still like having removable storage.
Yeah.
That's just my personal preference. And then, what battery? Oh, they packed a 2300 milliamp battery in here, and all depending on what this processor does, because this is the which processor is this they're using in this thing?
It's the Qualcomm quad core, Snapdragon 600.
Okay. Yeah. So it really depends on how efficient that processor is, because in the grand scheme of things, for a 4.7 inch screen of that good screen quality, like we're talking about 468 DPI, which is crazy. That battery is going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting, and I'm not sure. I always feel like HTC always drops the ball with their batteries. Like, when they released the Evo, it was a 1500 milliamp battery. Now, put that in perspective. The Hero, the HTC Hero, which was out on Sprint, which was one of the first Sense phones, that had a 1500 milliamp battery, and the screen was only like a 3.2 or 3.5. So you kind of can do the math there. And HTC always seems like they drop the ball with that, and as they did with the what's that damn phone that came out for AT&T, the Inspire?
Yeah,
they put a shit battery in that one too. So
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, at this point, I'm shocked when any of these high-end Android phones have really good batteries. Like with
Samsung's been doing it.
Yeah, they have. I mean, with this thing, I saw, excuse me, I saw the battery, And I was like, this battery's looking, excuse me, looking kind of weak. So let's see, because that was a big shit about the Evo too. Evo had all the specs in the world and all the hype in the world, but that phone can easily go down as one of the phones with one of the worst batteries ever on any type of machine.
Shit, I had an Evo, so it's pretty bad. And I think a lot of it too was that processor was just my theory is I think that it was an overclocked like 800 megahertz processor, and they overclocked it to a gig, and that's why it wasn't so efficient.
Probably. I hope they don't do that shit with this.
That's just my little conspiracy theory. You know, call it what you wanna, but yeah, I don't know. Time's really gonna tell. Like you said, when you're talking about it at first, the real test, like so far now, the paper test, the eye test that we're seeing from these reviewers and people that have gotten lucky to get their hands on it, everything has been great coming back from it. But the real test is gonna see how it does out in the field.
Yeah, when they really start shipping these things out there and people are gonna see what's up. But I mean, I think to a certain point, because like I said, it just has a lot of premium specs. I know the camera's real beastly. It has like dual speakers all over the place and all that. So, you know, people might forgive a slightly weak battery as long as everything else, you know, as long as there's no other like major malfunction going on with the phone. But from what I've read so far, everybody's calling this like the phone of the century. I mean, it's good for competition. It's good for competition. It puts competition out there, and they have a little competition with the boys over at Samsung.
Yeah, that's a perfect segue too, because let's kind of go back and forth here between the S4 and the S3. For those of you guys that don't know, the S4, you know, I'm sure you guys have been keeping up on that since we haven't been giving our spin on everything. But I'll run down the specs for the S4 real quick. It's shipping with 4.2, 1.6 gig Xenos processor, or 1.9 Snapdragon. Just depends on where you're at. So we'll probably get the Snapdragon here in the States, whereas overseas they'll probably get the Xenos processor. 2 gigs of RAM, a 5-inch Full HD Super AMOLED. I think it's funny that Samsung just flips around all the names for their screen. It always has Super HD or AMOLED in it. And they just flip around which name they're going to use in which order. But for resolution, 1920 by 1080, which is pretty fucking good. Gorilla Glass 3, if you care about that kind of stuff. 441 PPI, still pretty good. 16, 32, 64. You know, you can expand it with the memory card or whatever if you want to. 13 megapixel camera, 2 megapixel camera up front. Your typical networks here, HSPA plus or LTE, depending on where you're at, what carrier you have. I guess the only other important thing is the 2600 milliamp battery for this thing. But it looks exactly like a fucking S3.
Pretty much. That's why I wasn't. I mean, not that I'm not a fan of the phone. It's a great phone. If I had a chance to get one, without having to pay one, I'd take one. But fucking yeah. But I'm not a fan of these yearly fucking phones. Like it's pretty much not even a year. It's like on some old 10-month cycle where we're getting these phones. Again, all fucking phone has all the specs you could want in the world. There's also a real crazy software suite that comes with this phone. We're going from the S3 to the S4. So literally in 10, 11 months they can hit us with the S5. And I'll take a guess at some of the things the S5 is gonna have. Android 4.5, 3 gigabytes worth of memory. You see, they upped the things. A 5.2 inch display and all the other things. Again, with this phone, reviews have been out. They've been pretty good, except a lot of people have said exactly what you said. It looks like an S3, which isn't a bad thing because the S3 is a really, really popular phone. And even with the software suite, Samsung already promised that all those innovations, they have a lot of innovations with like the camera, and I believe they have that keyboard where you usually don't even have to touch the screen for it to type, that floating keyboard thing or whatever. All that's going to come to the S3 anyways via software. So really, you know, as somebody who's an S3 owner, like why would you upgrade to the S4? And then, if you're
I'll
somebody,
answer that question for you right now because I got necessary.
yeah,
It's the funny thing is before I talk about my personal preference with that, what's funny?
mm-hmm.
If we go back to Christmas season, you and I are talking, and we're laughing at all these commercials that Samsung's got coming at Apple. Like, oh, I got last year's model. Oh, it's the same thing.
Yep.
Look at what we have now. We got the same exact phone, just a little bit bigger. 0.2 inches bigger, a little bit better screen, better resolution, but a better camera, and that's it. Like, oh, and it has infrared. Ooh,
And they're using the same Apple formula, which is, the S3 sold a shitload. Why change it up?
And you know what? And that's how everybody gets too complacent. And this is why folks like LG who are coming up with that what is it, the Optimus Plus?
Yes.
That shit is a fucking beast. It looks or is it the Pro?
I think it's called like the Plus Pro or something like that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I seen a video. I forgot to add that in the show notes, but I saw a video the other day. Our homie Princeton showed me this video where they basically took Smart Stay and like put it on steroids. So Samsung's kind of chilling with what they got, and everybody else is going to come for them. HTC stepped their game back up, to show that they can hang out with the heavyweights. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, I think this is going to be bad for Samsung.
Unless really, I don't know if you've seen. Well, I was going to talk about that during next week's show, but they came out with the Galaxy Mega, a 5.6 and like a 5.8. That's they're pretty much they're overkilling it right now, and I just hope they're doing this because they're gonna go back to the drawing board and launch something new. Because if we just keep getting like the S5, S6, S7, S8, etc., and they just keep staying the same, like at one point they're gonna run out of like increments to up their screen, like they're stagnating on innovation.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're doing a lot, and we'll have to save it for another discussion as to whether we feel like they're spreading themselves too thin right now. But I don't know. If there's ever a time for me to doubt Samsung, I'm kind of questioning what they got going on right now. But I mean, they know a hell of a lot more than I do. So,
yeah.
So speaking of things that are just doing too much and questioning their motives, what the fuck is Facebook doing, man?
This Facebook Home thing they got going on. It's funny because right before this came out, there's really strong rumors about the alleged and mysterious Facebook phone that was going to come out, and then they came out with this. Well, honestly, they were smart about this. Instead of doing a phone, to come out with what's basically an app, a Facebook Home app, which it's more than just a regular launcher. It replaces your screen with just 2,000 pounds of Facebook. Everything you see is Facebook. Like your screen, you don't have apps or nothing. It's replaced by statuses, blown up pictures, and this new thing they got called this has a funny name, Facebook Head, which when your friends send you messages or whatnot, their picture pops up in this little round, the picture of their head pops up in this little round thing or whatever, little round bubble on your screen. And to me this is too much. Like, I mean, I don't mind Facebook. I post things on there. I keep up with family and friends, but I don't need to see them that much. But this is gonna be popular because among they're going for their teens, among teens and kids. And a lot of you guys know I work with kids or whatever. Like, Facebook is huge. Like, these kids will spend all day on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Literally. So I could see the crowd this appeals to, and it's probably gonna be popular. But what they gotta try to avoid is any type of privacy debacle with this. Cause let one hacker be able to fucking take over your phone through his Facebook Home app and it's really gonna be a wrap for them. And at this point, I mean, I don't know where they're trying to take Facebook. Like I said, I find it as a smart move. I could see the uses for it. Millions of people are gonna download it, but it is a little bit too much at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, me, I got Facebook. You know, I post on there from time to time, not a whole hell of a lot, but I don't want to see a bunch of people complaining about their kids or their life or them stupid ass fucking drawings that have people in the office throwing paperwork and shit. Like,
oh, don't get me started.
I hate like all these stupid ass memes. Like, it's so funny, like, because on Twitter I'll see memes and I'll be like legit fucking laughing, but on Facebook I see memes and I'm like I really just am tempted to hit people with disease. It's bad, man.
The ones that kill me then, and that's true what you said. It's gonna be annoying. The people that are gonna download this are people that you know, the people that are gonna download this, the people that post all that bullshit.
They're gonna be the people that like wait till like 10 o'clock and tell you everything they've done today.
Yep, and they're gonna be the ones that download this Facebook home shit. It's gonna be the people that post the pictures of like the little kids with cancer, talking about if you don't share and like this now, little Becky won't live or some shit like that.
You know what my favorite is? Like if you love your mom, ignore if you want her to die. I'm like, what the fuck does that got to do with anything?
Yo, I retweeted one the other day. I shared one there just because it was funny.
Oh, the Jesus one?
The Jesus and the Satan one.
Yeah, I saw that shit and I started laughing. I was like, nah, man, you gotta be trolling.
Yo, that was the most bootleg Satan I'd ever seen. It was actually a dude with like red spray paint. And like
that shit was funny, yo. I started laughing.
Yo, dude had like red spray paint and like two like sticks glued to the top of his head, and the picture was like, if you love Satan and you hate Jesus, you're not gonna share this.
Ignore, share if you love Jesus.
Yeah.
Ignore if you love Satan. I saw that shit, and I started laughing. I was like, yeah, Danny trolling right now.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that shit. I was like, this is too funny. I gotta fucking share this. Hang on. That was the scariest picture of Satan they could come up with, like some gay dude with red body paint. That shit was funny, man. But those are the people. Those are the people that's gonna fuck with Facebook Home.
Yeah, it's probably gonna do decent. It's probably going to do decent just because people are so infatuated with Facebook. I think that this would have been better, maybe 3 years ago. Because Facebook's pretty shitty nowadays.
Yeah, it's on the
with all the ads and like I use Facebook on my phone more than like I'd say 98% of the time. I rarely log in on the computer. And I open up my app, and it's got a fucking suggested post. Actually, you know what? Did you see, this was maybe like a month or two ago. No lie, I should have screen capped this shit and uploaded it for everybody. I got a suggested post from the fucking Mormon church, from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
And you told me about that.
I was like, what the fuck is this? It was like a golden trophy looking shit with these little white kids in the woods. And I'm like, who the fuck shared this shit? And I saw it was a suggested post. I was like, I don't want this shit on there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, It's one thing if you want to tell me to, if I got William Shatner on my suggested post telling me to download the Priceline app, that's cool. I travel a lot. But I don't give a fuck about no Mormons, man. I'm sorry if anybody out there is a Mormon. It's not personal. I just don't give a fuck.
Stop knocking on my door early in the morning.
Yes, and don't stop me when I'm walking around downtown.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know how they're gonna do this. Like, as far as suggested posts and like the other thing, people really gotta remember. Like, this is it's not just an app. Like, this is gonna replace your home screen. You won't longer see whatever background you have. It'll be like that picture of your annoying cousin from fucking wherever the fuck taking the millionth picture of her fucking kid because the kid farted or some shit. That's what the fuck you're gonna see on your home screen. I mean, this I wouldn't have minded this if it would have been like like a big ass widget. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
minded if it had been a widget and I could have had it like on my fourth screen or something, so I didn't have to like open up the actual Facebook app. But as a full home screen replacement, to me it's overkill. But again, I don't think this is appealing to me, you, or people like us. This is appealing to a demographic which really spends a little bit too much time on the social networks.
The teenagers are gonna be eating that shit up.
Oh yeah, they are. They
All right, so let's talk about Verizon giving all their customers that work with no Vaseline.
What's up with these fucking with what used to be like the big companies backtracking and the little guys on the come up like T-Mobile, but yeah, Verizon's like fucking up all over the place. You're gonna have to explain this one to me, cause like I'm still lost. Like I know there's a big outrage about it, and it seems that they changed the upgrade eligibility to 2 years. I thought it was like that normally.
I think a lot of places see like, all right, so on Sprint, right? I signed my contract in December 2 years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually like 18 months to 20 months that you're eligible, because you don't have to wait until your contract expires per se.
Oh.
So I was eligible for an upgrade in October. So that's 18 months. Or actually, no, that's a lot shorter. And like, I don't feel like doing any math, so don't laugh at me for being lazy. But and let's see, on my girl's line, she got hers in October and she can upgrade in June. So it really depends, and I think AT&T has 18 months or 20 months as well. And then Verizon had 20 months because they used to be on, I think 16 months or 18 months. Then they kept pushing it back. So then they finally put it at the full 2 years. So in reality, you're waiting that full 2 years when everyone else, realistically, you're waiting like a year and a half, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, I don't see like when I was reading it before, I'm like, all right, they went from 20-month cycle to a 24-month cycle. I see it again. I mean, I'm not that desperate to switch phones all the time, so I'm like, whatever. If you gotta wait an extra 4 months, but I think how it's affecting people too, like people that already have like existing contracts, like they're pushing it back for them too.
Mm-hmm.
Not just for new people or whatever. And I mean,
it's you know what it is really. It's just showing everyone that any way that they can cut their customers, they'll do it. You know, they started this tiered data plan shit.
Yep.
Then they took away the unlimited, went to the tiered. Then they stopped letting you be grandfathered in. So when you upgraded, there was your grandfather right there. So you had to go on one of those, tiered plans. So I wonder, and we see AT&T did it. AT&T pretty much follows suit with whatever Verizon does. So it wouldn't surprise me, AT&T users out there, if y'all were getting this bad news within the next 3 to 4 months, maybe. Wouldn't surprise me.
When are people gonna learn? When are people gonna learn, man? You know, it's funny, like I say this, but it's like, I think we need more companies. Like I was talking about this the other day, like it's not just the way these companies are run. I think we need more cellular fucking options. Because like they're just allowed to do shit like this, like, oh, we're gonna switch this up, and pretty much what are you gonna do?
You can't do shit.
Yeah, pretty much like what are you gonna do? It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like for all the for all the shit that people talk about, the people that support Verizon will, the first thing that come out of their mouth, they'll probably say, oh, well, you get what you pay for. I got really good speeds and this and that and the third, but what good is, that's cool. You can download, 20 megs a second.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's cool. But what are you really going to be downloading at that speed to take advantage of it? Because you can only use X amount of data.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of people talk bad on Sprint, saying their service sucks. You know, and I was on that bandwagon when I had my 3D. I was fed up. The 3G was ass. The WiMAX was ass. But now that I've got my S3, I've got LTE in my area, and it's really, really good. Even my 3G, if I were to turn my 4G off and just keep my 3G on, my 3G is still pretty good. So, like, I don't have any complaints, you know, and especially with my 4G, you know, my 4G is fast enough that I downloaded, let's see, I was going to work the other day. I leave the house at about 3:30, and, you know, I leave my 4G area is kind of spotty when I leave from the city to go to my job, which is outside of the city.
Yeah.
I downloaded the Big Crit mixtape on my way to work.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So to put that in perspective, you know, you guys don't need 30, 40 megs a second to get anything done. Like, because at that point, you know, if I got those crazy ass speeds, I'm trying to download any and everything. And then what do you know? You captured data and you went over. And that shit's not cheap when you go over. But, I mean, Verizon just been raping everybody for the last, year and a half now? 2 years almost?
For the longest.
You know, so, I don't know, man. Fuck them. If you're on Verizon, hey, hope you enjoy that LTE because you're paying for it.
Indeed.
So, I'm all angry today, man.
It's these
It's
fucking
like my
companies,
fourth time
man.
I said fuck somebody or...
It's these fucking companies, man. They're fucking. There's some bloodsuckers who want to like take and not give. And not give. I mean, at least Verizon, you know. Like I said, the next guys we're gonna talk about, they went from ashy to classy, pretty much. And fucking, I think that'll bring us.
If we're talking about giving, T-Mobile filling themselves a little bit actually. The iPhone 5, it's out as of yesterday.
iPhone 5 for T-Mobile. They finally got it. T-Mobile was like that kid begging his mom for the PlayStation for fucking years, and he finally gets it. They finally got the iPhone 5. Well, they're having the 4, 4S, and the 5. The whole fucking suite, and it can be yours for the 5 for $100 down, and then you pay the rest on $20 a month for 2 years. The 4S, $70 down with the same $20, and the 4, $15 down with a $15 monthly payment.
Yeah, I'm wondering if let me check myself because I'm gonna fucking stumble all over my words. AT&T gets the iPhone. Shortly thereafter, they start claiming to have data problems, network problems.
Mm-hmm.
Sprint gets the iPhone. Network touched the shit. T-Mobile gets the iPhone. I wonder if we're going to see a trend here.
And T-Mobile, we have to remember, T-Mobile's always had the weakest network of them all. So fucking, they might get
big city.
Yeah, they might get this, and shit might be, you know, they're gonna pick up customers, just because tons of people have wanted the iPhone. But a bunch of people, I forgot, I read one time, T-Mobile, even prior to them officially having the iPhone, there was some stupid number like 1.5 million people already on their network with iPhones already. So I mean, them getting this, but this will be official pretty much. Them getting it, and I mean, you know what? When I saw this, I think I'm like, you know what? Apple's trying to slow the bleeding down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the other thing too is now that I right after I was talking about all the networks and stuff, taking a dump after they get the iPhone, I forgot that as a part of that failed merger, that AT&T had to pay T-Mobile, you know, a shitload of money. So I guess they've been improving their network to, you know, with that extra bread that they got. So maybe that will help curb the effect of so many people getting the iPhone. But the iPhone, I don't think is not like it used to be, where everybody was rushing to get it, and people got it, and it just boom bogged down the network. I think now it's like, yeah, I got this Note 2. I think I'm good on this. I got Nexus 4. I think I'm gonna keep this. I don't really care about having an iPhone.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Like I said, they already had so many people on it that this is more just like a promotion for them to promote
It works, and they got their new plans that they got now, which I don't really get, but I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, what they basically did was, and I guess this is the most exciting news. At first there was rumors. There's pretty much rumors about how this was supposed to play out and how T-Mobile was gonna stop being like, be less evil than all these other companies. But what T-Mobile did with this was that now everybody starts off with unlimited minutes and unlimited text messaging. The only thing that's going to change is how much data you get. So there's no more about, you get 1,200, 1,300, 1,500 minutes, whatever. Everybody that starts off with T-Mobile starts with unlimited minutes, unlimited text. After that, your plan goes up according to how much data you want. So you start off with the cheapest. The cheapest one is $50 a month. And all that gets you, again, unlimited minutes, unlimited text for everybody. But this gets you 500 megabytes of data, of high-speed data. I don't know what high-speed data is to them.
It's their quote-unquote 4G.
Which then gets throttled down to 2G speeds after 500 megabytes. Which 500 megabytes, you can go through that in about 20 minutes, pretty much.
Yep.
After that, you jump straight up to a 2 gigabyte data plan for $60 a month, and then you can go up, which is again, that's a full 4G, and once you pass that, you get throttled down. And then for $20 a month or $70 total, you get a total of 4 gigs, I believe, and then you get throttled on top of that. So, I mean, they not that they got rid of the contracts per se. They gave everybody free minutes and free text, so you just have to work on how much data you want.
Yeah, man. I think this is just T-Mobile kind of being out of the box a little bit, giving their customers some options, which I don't really necessarily have a problem with. The only thing I don't like is that pretty much with the devices is that you're basically got that shit on a lease. Yeah. So you put a down payment and then you pay per month on the phone.
Yeah. So basically anything they were trying to do to minimize how much you're paying a month is basically fucked over by the fact that if you get a phone, you're paying the least I've seen is $20 a month. You're adding an extra $20 a month to your data. So even at the cheapest, which seems to be about $70 a month, that might as well is going to be $90 plus. They charge about $6 for tax, so a little under $100 when it's all said and done. So
yeah, I forget who it was on the Kali. We had a thread about this whole T-Mobile and da 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 da. Someone had brought up a really really good point, and I think it was the homie Also Trill, but I'm not sure. He was saying that for all of you guys that are saying, oh, fuck a plan, I'm not getting caught with an ETF, this and that and the third. He's like, if you get on this T-Mobile plan where you have to pretty much, lease your phone and all that, it's basically the same thing as having an ETF. If you want to get out of your contract, you have to pay the remaining balance on that phone. So you're really, in all reality, like you said, you did the quick math, it's pretty much the same thing as having a contract.
It is.
So it's really...
They changed the wording.
It's just your preference. It's really what it is. I'm not one of those people that are gonna knock. I'm not gonna knock people that are on contracts and this and that and the third, like a lot of people seem to like to do these days, because everybody's situation is different. But yeah, you can't go knocking some other stuff without looking at it. But that's some good ass. That's some good ass marketing that they kind of make you think that you're saving money.
Yeah, that means we're different than these other guys. We don't have like the contracts like them or whatever, whatever. And when really they're not.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's still it's good for T-Mobile to make some noise because I thought they were dead in the water a little while ago.
They're coming up. They're coming up. Like I said, this has been. I was reading about the new iPhone, and it might have been promotion. They took some pictures of some people in lines and shit. But again, that died down too. That used to be cool. Oh, I stood in line 5 hours to get the iPhone. That ain't even cool anymore.
Nope, not at all. All right, so you want to talk about this new Motorola project?
Yeah, this is supposed to be Motorola, and this ever since Google bought out Motorola, everybody's been talking about, when are we gonna get a Nexus from Motorola? When are we gonna get this from Motorola? And they're working on something. They're cooking something up. So far, it's code named. It might be the name, the Motorola X, which is now might be the NXT. And again, this is just early rumors, but Google has their hand in this big time. From what I heard, they're pretty much they're trying to make their investment pay off. And what we're gonna get here, and these are early rumors. 4.7 inch screen, HD, 16 megapixel camera, 5 megapixel front facing camera. None of those are jaw dropping. They're almost pretty much the specs that the HTC One has. It's gonna have the new Tegra 4i processor, which hasn't been seen at all yet, and it's probably gonna feature Android, whatever the next Android version is gonna be, which will either be
Key Lime Pie.
Yeah, Key Lime Pie, which a lot of people are saying they might jump straight to 5.0. I think it might go to 5. Me personally, I think it might go like lower than that, but people are gonna say it might be 5.0, and it's gonna be the first phone built entirely by Google and Motorola. Again, it's interesting to see that this phone does not have the Nexus name attached to it yet, but this might be the next big phone. Again, I just think this is exciting, just because we're always excited when Google's putting their hand on some hardware. Pause.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna happen here. When there's no time frame for when we're gonna get this phone, the Google I/O, I believe, is around the corner in a couple of months. So
next month.
Yeah, next month. So
hopefully they introduce that Babel shit, man. We forgot to talk about that.
Yeah. I've been waiting for that to get official before we throw it out there. But yeah, they might introduce it there, or we might hear rumors there. I'd be really surprised because it's only a month away. Usually when things are a month away, leaks start to happen like crazy, and we haven't heard this many leaks from this. But again, another super phone from Motorola, from Google coming up.
Yeah, I think this is good. I think this is gonna be their, I don't want to say flagship, but this is gonna be their like in-house type. This is gonna be their baby, more so than the Nexus is. Because just if not for anything else, but the fact that they've got Motorola in their back pocket now. But I kind of want to see what they do with this. But it's funny that this little blurry picture that they've got on the link that you sent me.
Yeah.
Tell me that shit don't look like that Zune HD.
It does, and I hope it's not that right there. That whatever that is looks ugly as sin.
It's fucking like perfectly rectangular.
Yeah, that whatever that is ugly as fucking sin. So I'm hoping it's not. It's not that. It has that real funny bezel at the bottom with that extra space right there. Really hoping it's not that. This is gonna be a make it or lose it for Motorola. If they don't do this right, I don't want to hear shit from them for a couple of fucking years. Even though the thing that comes
about Motorola kind of low key been dropping the ball though. What was the last dope phone that they dropped? I can't remember the last thing that they dropped besides that fucking Photon.
Nah, they have the don't they make that M phone? What's it called? The
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that. Like the Razor M and all that.
Yeah, the Razor M, and then which those phones are not bad. The Razor M and the Razor Max and the Razor Max
are nice. Let me take that L real quick.
Yeah, no, those are nice. And again, I would get any one of those. I love that Razor M and all that.
Yeah, that shit is dope.
But they stick to Verizon. I don't know where this exclusivity with Verizon comes from, but they only stick with fucking Verizon. So I'm hoping whenever this particular phone comes out, that it's not gonna be just a fucking Verizon fucking phone. Cause I'm gonna rip them for that shit. I'm gonna rip them. I don't give a fuck what type of specs that phone has. I don't think Google will let them do that. But it better not just be strictly a Verizon phone.
Maybe they have some kind of agreement or some shit.
Probably, but it makes no sense. Because again, the Razer line is real popular. Like I could see that moving fucking units for them, but they're sticking to this, just to Verizon. So.
Hey, when's the last time you seen somebody on a payphone, bro?
It's been a long time. We didn't even got. You know what's funny about that? Yo, they took out payphones in the hood a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. I forget where I was at, and I was like, I was going somewhere, and then just randomly, my fucking random ass, I was like, yo, I ain't seen a payphone in a hot minute. But apparently in New York City,
they had
their city of innovation.
Yeah, they had a contest for this. They put a request out to have people reinvent what the payphones would look like, and they came back with something dope. See, this is why I love technology. When something that's old and outdated as payphones finally gets updated. It's been a long time. They would be called the New York Fi, the NY Fi, and the shits would free out. One of the best things it'll do is they're gonna throw out free Wi-Fi. So each little thing would basically be like a Wi-Fi hotspot. It's all touchscreen from what I'm seeing. It has apps on it. So you would not only be able to make phone calls from it, but probably browse the internet, check out other things on it too. And I mean, the reason I even linked this story, and there isn't that much details on it, is just the fact that that they reinvented the payphone.
Let me save you real quick. I think it's dope. Like, the innovation behind it to get something. This is something that you would think to see like in an airport or something like that. Like not so much in a, out in the street and stuff. So, if you're kind of going about your business, obviously it throws out the Wi-Fi. So for all of you guys that are conscious on your data and how much you're using or whatever, I think it's pretty dope. You live like in a downtown area, you kind of want to where I live, I use everybody else's Wi-Fi. The city has Wi-Fi. I mean, it's kind of shitty, but, it serves its purpose for the most part. But, they're talking about maybe like every corner or so, maybe every other couple blocks. But this is just a really nice innovation, for public. A lot of times we see technology being used for consumers, to make money and things like that. But it's nice to have something for people's convenience.
All we need are flying cars, man. That's all we need are fucking Jetsons flying cars. And this is really, really dope. And people are not gonna be able to rip out the phones like they did before.
Got this along with those little pods. Remember I showed you that shit in the airport where you could pay and you can sleep in that bitch?
Yeah.
Put one of these along with those. I have to, I forgot to find. I gotta dig that link so I can share this with the world. That shit it's so simple and it blew my mind. I showed Danny, and he was like, "Oh shit." I have to find that link and we'll talk about it next week. So, but yeah, do they have a time where they're thinking of dropping this out or not, or are they just kind of proposing it?
No. This one won the final design, and I know they're gonna go ahead and start putting these. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see these in the next probably 2 to 3 years around. Because you gotta remember, New York City has probably a lot of fucking payphones, so it's gonna take time. I'd rather it take time and they fucking do it right. Cause I wanted. There was, I think it's in the Penn Station over here. They put like these touch screens, like kiosks and shit a couple of years ago, and half them shits don't work. So fucking, I just want them to do it right.
That's New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed.
All right, so you ready to jump to pop culture?
Let's go.
All right, so you watched the Spartacus series finale, right?
Hang on a second. Let me get myself composed here. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Fucking what a fucking show, man. What a fucking show. Last season, last episode, it's all fucking over. And I'ma skip to right to the fucking end. It was Spartacus's crew versus Crass's crew. And just to give a rundown of who killed who, what went down. Start off with my boy Gannicus. Gannicus was taken out by Caesar's bitch ass. Not really taken out. Literally, about 200 Romans surrounded Gannicus, and he was taking them out. They were holding shields up like bitches. Caesar ordered them to, because they was about to like all just jump in. Caesar ordered them to chill. He came through, hit Gannicus in the back of the head with a sword, and they crucified him.
That's some whole shit.
So that was done. That was it for fucking Gannicus. Who else? Lugo. Lugo was the big German dude that had he would have the club all the time. They speared my man like 4 times. He ripped them shits out. They threw oil on him, set him on fire, and he still took out like 2 dudes and told them to go fuck their moms before they took him out. Our homegirl Nivea was another one. She was taken out by Caesar also.
She's a beast though.
Yeah. He hooked her a couple of times and fucking took her sword, put the sword right through her fucking shoulder. She was out.
Damn.
Then it came down to Crassus and fucking Spartacus going at it or whatever. Spartacus fucking almost got the best of him. You remember from season 1, the OG Spartacus, when he did that thing when he jumped off the one dude's back and up to and all the way up to like the when they were at the Ludus.
With Crixus.
Yes.
No. Yeah, it was Crixus, right?
Yes, when he did that. Well, this Spartacus kind of did the same. There was a Roman soldier on the ground. Crassus was running to him, full blown on a horse. Our man Spartacus jumps off the fucking Roman soldier's back and slashes Crassus right across the fucking helmet, knocking him to the floor. He would have been dead right there, except a bunch of soldiers showed up, saved him. Alright, cool. So he runs away. Spartacus chases after him. Crassus stops with about 10 Roman soldiers. Spartacus dispatches them all quickly. He's already all fucking cut up. He starts to fight Crassus. He's whooping his ass. And right when he's about to kill Crassus, bunch of Roman soldiers put 4 spears right through our boy.
Damn.
4 spears. But then a couple of the other gladiators show up. They help Spartacus. They drag him off or whatever, and they basically lay him to rest. They lay him to fucking rest. But yeah, just an epic ending. An epic. There was a couple more small things that happened, but that's how most of the main characters fucking die. Just a really, really, really fucking epic ending to an epic show. Everything we fucking wanted. There was plenty of killing. There was some who was banging who out. There was a little sex scene in there. Just real good, man. It's real fucking good. And I don't think we're gonna see another show like that in a while when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I stopped watching, this season, but I watched the first, 2 seasons or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The way that it was shot, I really, really enjoyed the way that it was shot. The way they did the action scenes, the dialogue was really, really, really good. From that time, you don't see a lot of good dialogue on movies and shows from that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a really, really well-made show. It just kind of turned me off, no homo, after Andy Whitfield passed away.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't the same for me.
Yeah.
But I still need to go back and look at it because the couple episodes that I did watch were really fucking good. I just gotta get used to not seeing Andy. So I'll probably, check them out online, legally, of course.
Of course.
Maybe I'll hit Amazon. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely check it out just to kind of go back and watch because I've always enjoyed the cinematography of it. So it's kind of sucked that that we're losing another good show. You and I were talking yesterday how now that The Walking Dead is done, we don't really have anything to hold us down until Breaking Bad. Because I watched The Americans, but there's only about 3 episodes left of that, if I'm not mistaken, about 3 or 4 maybe. So after that, we really don't have anything. I don't watch Game of Thrones.
That shit's been
So
actually,
yeah,
I said that before.
Everybody's been going ape shit over it.
Yeah, we're probably not even gonna cover that one. To be honest, here, that shit's been whack.
I'll probably watch a couple episodes, but I don't really like medieval shit, so I don't. Yep, for like the 3rd time today, I don't care. All right, so let's talk about the shit finally going down in Woodbury.
Walking Dead. No, I'm pissed because I fucking predicted this shit. They dragged out the fucking prison thing, and the Walking Dead's pissing me off with this shit. They dragged out again. Now we'll go straight to the good part. They finally drag out the thing all the way to the end. So it's the governor's people versus Rick people. Governor stacks his people up, and they hit the prison. And I'm not even gonna lie. I thought Rick and them had bounced, but they were hiding out in the prison.
Man, that shit pissed me off, bro. Like,
yeah, what happened?
Why can nobody in this fucking show shoot? Nobody can shoot
except the governor.
Apparently, yeah, dog.
Except the governor.
And Carl.
Yeah, Carl can fucking.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Carl can fucking kill anybody.
My thing was like, they were the people from Woodbury were sitting ducks, and nobody shot anybody. Nobody even. How do you not even get nobody in the leg or the shoulder?
Nothing, with semi-automatic everything.
And the prison guard uniforms or whatever, the tactical gear. But yeah, I thought they did. I was like, oh shit, they finally left the prison. So I thought we were going to see another montage, like we did at the beginning of the season with them like busting through houses and about to eat dog food and shit.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
But they didn't. They were hiding out there, and fucking right when the governor's people were really deep in the prison, they attacked. Governor's people fucking retreated because again the governor doesn't have many soldiers. They had 2 soldiers and shit. So that part was wild. I'm not gonna lie. That part caught me off guard. When they're hitting the road, the governor stops the car, and long story short, he basically kills about 20 of his own people.
Oh yeah, because they're like, everybody was. The lead up to that was so funny. I was sitting here watching it, and everybody's like, "No, they're just regular people. We're not shoot." Basically they're saying they're not about that life. And the dude that plays the governor is such a fucking beast actor that like I can like see him starting to lose his shit. Like he get that like slow tremble, and you can see them veins pop out. I was like, oh, this nigga finna flip.
You can tell he was about to go fucking nuts, and he sure fucking did it. No.
He fucking mowed everybody down, except for, and then, dude, oh shit, what's that nigga name? Martinez or whatever. He didn't want to do nothing, so he was like, fuck that, you ain't killing me. And then the black dude that was with him, black dude, he was being smart. He didn't want to get shot up. And one dude that was with Tyrese's crew, he pointed a gun at the governor, and for whatever stupid ass reason, didn't pull the trigger, and he quit. And he got clapped.
Tyrese, that's my other thing. Like I gotta stop reading up on the comics with this shit, cause like in the comics, I keep hearing about which characters are badass, etc., and fucking they're on the show and they're kind of pussyfied. But honestly, I'm pissed off at the show because I told you that was probably gonna happen. I'm like, they're gonna run this fucking prison thing out all the way to the fucking end, and they did, and it looks like it's gonna continue on to next season because now Rick fucking became a UN ambassador and took all of the governor's people in and has them at the prison, which I've heard a couple of people say something that's true, that they're gonna, it'll be quicker to build the prison up or whatnot. But fucking, I could kick
I
ass.
think they did a pretty good job. Like they kind of drug it out a little bit, but I think the crazy thing about it, the best part about it, is that they separated the people from the governor.
Mm-hmm.
So now the governor is really like full supervillain.
Yeah.
Now that everybody knows, and we'll just. The thing that pissed me off the most was fucking Andrea's character.
I'm glad that bitch is gone. Fuck that fucking bitch. Fuck her twice, man. Fuck her twice. Spending the whole, like, that's another thing that made no sense to me. She was on the road with Rick and them and my Sean for a long time. Now she cozies up to this governor dude. She knows how crazy the fucking dude is, and she still chooses to stay there. She could have gone to the prison, stayed at the prison, basically gave them the whole layout of Woodbury and shit, but she didn't. So I'm glad that the little nerdy doctor dude. She was getting some dick. That's what the fuck she was getting. And I'm glad the fucking little nerdy dude turned into a zombie and fucking took her ass out. Fuck that.
Yep. It was stupid, and she could have killed that motherfucker. She had a knife. She could have killed the governor. She had the fucking knife in her hand. He was asleep after he just busted about 3 nuts.
Twice. What about the time she could have shot him?
Remember? Oh yeah, but that was the nerdy dude. The nerdy dude stopped her. But I would have pistol whipped his bitch ass. She was stronger than him.
Yeah, she was. She could have done it if she wanted it.
She could have clapped them both up, to be honest with you.
She could have, but she fucking didn't. And fucking, let her ass get taken out.
It's fucking, just some things that they did in the show was stupid. My favorite part is our homeboy Killer Carl finally caught a body. And it was so fucked up the way they did it.
That was hilarious.
From the governor's town attack, and he was trying to put his gun down. Carl just took him out.
Carl just had it. Carl's like, man, fucking with that big ass silencer. He got the biggest silencer ever. He got like
that shit look like a baseball bat.
He has like an RPG. He has a silencer like an RPG on that fucking gun. And Carl was just like, dude was like, nah. Carl was like, oops.
He's like, I'm putting my gun down. Pow.
Just shot him. Fuck him. And I don't know what the fuck the old man was bitching for about it. That's fucking. I didn't mind that part.
The dude was surrendering. He was like trying to put his gun down and shit. I could see if he like was really a threat, then I would have no problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that dude was like trying to put his gun down, he was just running away from everything. That Carl just got bloodthirsty, and I blame Rick for not putting his foot up his ass. And then he's sitting there talking to him however he wants to. Man, talk to my mom or my dad like that. My mom would have beat my ass.
For sure. For fucking sure. Did you see what fucking Carl said when he brought them people over? And I what he said. He looked. He gave him that disgust hole look.
He gave him that AI face. That come on.
Yeah, like fuck you doing, man.
Yo, I'm telling you, Carl, if that was my kid, I'd punch him right in his fucking chest. just because the first couple times, you give him a talking to. You ain't gotta, always resort to physical violence.
Mm-hmm.
Just let him know, like, yo, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. And he does it again. He about, 13, 14 years old?
I think he's probably maybe like 11, 12. I don't think he's that old yet.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, either way, he old enough to get punched. Yeah. Ain't no child services in the zombie movie.
Post-apocalyptic. Ain't none of that shit.
Nope, he can get his ass beat.
Ain't none of that shit for sure. But
next season, next season's gonna be good. The governor done got away.
I'm tired of this shit.
Goons. So I wonder what course of action they're gonna take now, because I kind of don't see, I think maybe I just got so used to them settling at the prison that I don't see what else they could do afterwards.
I want them to leave the fuck. I want them to be somewhere else. I don't know. I liked the idea when they were nomadic. I enjoyed it, and they were just from place to place or whatever. I understand now, they had to stop for a bit or whatever. But I really enjoyed the idea when they were nomadic and when they were trying to find out like what caused, when there was like a purpose to
Yeah.
what caused the apocalypse. Now it's pretty much like, all right, which is, we'll accept that they're, everybody's a zombie and we're just gonna whatever be
We're here.
yeah, we're here. But I really, I don't like the fact that if honestly, like if the first 2 episodes, 3 episodes of next season, they're in they're still in the prison, I'm throwing the show in the bushes. I'll watch it like whenever, but I want them to be fucking moving. And now again, now we got the character Tyrese, and he's supposed to be like another real crazy hothead. Just shit should evolve basically.
That's fucking. I still call that nigga Cuddy.
Cuddy, yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like you said, I like that they were trying. Where are they trying to get to? Fort Benning, right?
Yep.
They're trying to get to Fort Benning to find out what happened, to everybody, because they still don't know. So now they seem content on just rebuilding their society, which is fine for the most part. But I don't know. It kind of took the edge away from the show.
It sure did.
So I don't know. But moving along, let's talk about this. I don't know. I don't know if you looked up anything about it. It's a quick rumor. Since we were talking about Breaking Bad a minute ago, there's some rumors floating around that they're possibly going to make a spinoff involving everybody's favorite scumbag lawyer, Saul.
Why?
And
out of all characters, him? Out of Saul, really?
Guess,
he's that interesting of a character?
Yeah, from like a scumbag, greaseball type of, let's see what kind of wacky adventures we can see Saul get these criminals out of. He did get Jesse and Walt out of some pinches.
Honestly, I think the lawyer from The Wire was a better actor than this guy. Saul's funnier in his own little way.
It's going to be like not like a sitcom, but it's going to be like kind of like a dark humor tape. That's what they're saying. But I think they were saying that the rumors were basically like not true. I don't think there was any weight to them.
Let's see about that. The guy's a good actor and all that. I don't know if he deserves a spin-off just off of his job on there, but
well, he was on The Office before. But the only reason I know that is because the old ladies at my job watch that shit while I'm at lunch.
No, I love The Office. Hang on, which character was he? I'm trying to think.
I don't know. That shit's always on mute, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
No, I think I know who you're talking about. That's weird. I think he looks like that guy.
I think that is him.
That is him, the younger dude. Yeah. He was all right, funny.
He's funny. He's just, he's funny. I don't know. A Breaking Bad spinoff into a dark comedy, it just doesn't seem appealing to me. Like, once Breaking Bad is done, I want it to be done. I don't want no spinoffs. I don't want anything ruining,
the memory.
Yeah, the aura of it. Like, I don't want none of that. Like, just leave it, wrap it up, bury it, let it live, let it die. You know what I mean? Let's let it go.
Let it be the legend that it is.
Exactly. The GOAT TV show.
Yes, sir.
But, so speaking of TV shows and stuff, since, TV's been a little slow, I figured I would add a little part where, I would talk about FX.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all don't watch anything on FX has really been fucking crushing the buildings lately. It all really started with The Shield, where everything was kind of racier than what you would see on regular TV. But FX really doing work. They've got Sons of Anarchy. They've got Justified. The new show, The Americans, that I was talking about earlier, that I talked about previously on the show.
FX also has that real funny comedy, Wilfred.
I never watched it, but I heard a lot of people say it's funny. And I think, don't Louis come on FX too?
Yep.
I never watched that either.
Wilfred is funny as shit. For anybody that hasn't seen it, Wilfred is funny as fucking shit. It's a funny, dark comedy. But,
shit, I might have to.
Worth it.
And they've got It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Archer. Like, FX just got a lot of stuff going on. But the Americans is really, really good. It's getting really, really good ratings. there's another show that's getting ready to come out that I figured I would talk about for a second. That is a real dope concept. It's called The Bridge, and basically it's about two detectives. One's American and the other Mexican, and they're hunting down a serial killer that's working on both sides of the American and Mexico border. So it's taking place in El Paso, Juarez. So we'll probably see a lot of crazy ass cartel killings. The trailers have been fucking crazy, mysterious type. So this looks like it's going to be a really grim show. And I, for one, welcome that.
I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna peep
drug
it.
trade and stuff.
I'm gonna peep it as soon as I'm done with this.
If you peep that IMDb page, it's got trailers on there.
I'm gonna watch that.
So like, it's cool because usually when we have cop shows, it's almost always about New York City or Los Angeles or whatever. And it's always the same, cookie cutter, we're going to find him, we're going to catch him, we're going to throw him in jail type of crime drama. But this one, apparently, it's going to be revolving around the cartels, which, I'm sure all of you guys are aware of all the shit that's been going down in Juarez and everything like that. So, I guess the male lead is Mexican, and apparently he was a good cop out of all the corrupt cops. So it is a little cliche there, but either way, if it's on FX, I'm gonna give it a shot, just because of all the heat that they've consistently been putting out for us over the last couple of years. They've also got about 2 or 3 other shows. I'll probably bring them up here and there. They've got this Empire show coming out. That's going to be pretty dope. I've read up at Facebook. So that's going to be pretty good. So FX really coming forward. And they've been showing like a lot of racier stuff. So they've been like showing side boobs and stuff, which...
I need another Wire, man. I think we need another Hood show. We need another Hood show. Something, man. Because I really can't... Because before The Wire, there was The Corner, then The Wire came. But The Hood needs another show. Even though, it's funny? Even though those shows are... The Wire was like pretty epic, but it really didn't get that high of ratings.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why it was canceled, which is a fucking shame. Because it was fucking... It was as realistic as a show comes.
Yeah, it was very realistic, and I think FX has a tendency for their shows to actually they've all been pretty good except for Sons of Anarchy kind of starting to jump the shark a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been pretty greedy. I think that's a good word to describe it. So I got pretty high hopes for this show. So I'm not sure when exactly it's gonna premiere.
Yeah.
Let me do a little Google search here. Cause I think if they drop it this summer, that's gonna be perfect. So that'd give me another thing to talk about. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. But this is definitely going to be good.
Yeah, I'm going to watch out for this one.
That's going to be... I think just for the whole cartel aspect of it is going to be good. We don't really see much TV about that. So anytime there's a good... If there's an avenue that hasn't been touched yet...
Yeah.
I think that it can be good. Like Sons of Anarchy, nobody really made a show about, biker gang.
That's interesting. I remember when I first saw the concept from that, like, this is interesting as fuck. And that's interesting as fuck, man. They kept it, you felt these dudes struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like The Wire. The Wire was really the first, hood show that really was about the criminals just as much as it was about the cops. Usually it's almost always about the cops.
Yep.
So this one kind of gave you, that gave you both perspective. And the bad guy is the good guy. So you're forced to pick which character you feel is the good guy and what guy's the bad guy. So we never have really seen that before either in a TV show. So between AMC and FX, they've been pretty much carrying the load for cable TV. HBO is it's HBO Premium, so they can get away with a lot more. But so far as network TV, the things that FX has gotten away with has been pretty cool. So put my faith in them. All right, let's skip the. We're going to talk about some movies that are coming out. Unless you wanted to talk about anything.
No.
All right, it was filler. I think I'm actually gonna go see Olympus Has Fallen tonight, so gonna give a little review next week.
Man, I tried to go see that shit. Guess on which days of all days? On Easter Sunday. I tried to go see that shit, and fucking two movie theaters were closed, and one was like fucking booked full when I got there.
Damn, the movie theaters was closed. Nigga, I went to the fucking movie theater on Christmas.
They was closed. Two I tried to go to up here. They was fucking they was closed.
Damn. I'll be damned. So, have you heard of the Rick Ross controversy?
It was funny because at first I thought this was a issue because of the whole Miley drug reference, and it was only recently when he was dropped from Reebok that I saw that it was actually over a rape thing. I didn't even bother to look into it, but it was actually over the rape reference, not so much the drug reference.
Yep. Those of you, I'm sure you guys all know, Rocco got a song, you don't even know. And Rick Ross says in the song, we say, I put a Molly in her champagne, she ain't even know. Took her back to my room, she enjoyed it, she ain't even know, or some stupid shit like that. I'm gonna get the actual line here in a second. But everybody is making a huge fucking deal out of what he said because it's quote unquote date rape. But yeah, he says I dowered these Reeboks, you don't even know it. Put a Molly all in her champagne, you don't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that, she ain't even know it.
Fucking, you know how I feel about that. It's
rap.
It's a rap, and not so much. Somebody said something which I probably wouldn't have thought of before, but not as something deep. But fucking, I've heard Eminem rap about fucking dismembering bitches before.
Yeah, he made a whole song talking about killing his wife.
Yeah,
that's the most disturbing song I've ever heard in my life. Kim.
I've heard him talk about doing all types of crazy shit. And if he fucking, and I know I've seen him on Reebok commercials before. So if he didn't get dropped back in the day, why did Ross get dropped? But Ross is playing, he's just he's on a bad luck streak, period.
He got shot at.
Period on his birthday.
You know what the fucked up thing is, though? The thing that really, really bothers me, and it's, okay, I get the idea that, okay, it's probably not cool that he slipped something in her drink. I don't do drugs, so, but from what I understand is that Molly's a party drug, so it's not going to make the bitch pop out or pass out, so it's not like he dropped a roofie in her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, number one, I think a lot of it is just not being hip to what people do in the club. You know what I mean? But the other thing too is like, how's Reebok gonna drop him when he says something and he makes this line, and yeah, okay, I understand the feminists might be pissed off or whatever, but let's go back and look at all the stuff that he said in his rhymes since he's been out. let's not ignore the fact that excuse me, let's not ignore the fact that he brags about moving weight, moving pounds and pounds and pounds, kilos of cocaine and moving bricks and shooting niggas and all of that stuff. Let's not forget any of that. But it's how fucked up society is. And this is almost like the Mike Vick thing where man kills a dog, terrible, terrible, terrible. Man kills another man, oh, well, yeah.
It happens. Right. It's in our nature.
Yeah.
In our fucking nature.
In the community, oh, well, fine. Put a drug in a girl's champagne and fuck her. Shame on you, Mr. Rose. This is just bullshit. I hate this fake outrage. Like every time something happens, it's always like this faux outrage, and it's so funny and it's so sad at the same time. Like for him to get dropped,
they're picking the battles. That's what it is. They were just fucking picking the battles, and Ross, unfortunately, is the battle that they picked, and bad, but dumb line on his part. You know, somebody else said all he had to do was apologize.
Yep.
That's it. All he had to do was fucking come out. I fucked up. I don't know. Re-release a remix with fucking different fucking lyrics. I'm sorry. It was a mistake. Bad thing. Bad judgment on my part. I know he has a daughter. I think he has 2 daughters. I would never want this to happen to my daughter, etc., etc. That's it. But he's on this super goon shit.
That wouldn't even have been that bad. That wouldn't even have been like him copping pleas. Like if you just like you said, I used bad judgment. That would have been okay. Like all you would have like, oh, I didn't realize the impact that it would have.
Yeah, that's it. And he fucking would. But he's on this whole like super goon mafia. I don't apologize for shit thing. That's what that's what he's on.
He really thinks he's bigger than life right now, and it's not just his weight.
Yeah, he better check out what happened to his homie in down in Atlanta, OG Double D. I don't know if you saw that story.
Nah.
This dude was a hustler in Atlanta. He started the whole free bands movement with Future.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude was in the Maybach on the highway. They hit him up with 6 and he died.
Damn.
And he fucking died. I mean, it's not related to the whole thing, but sometimes you can't get out of pocket with your characters.
Yep. Because just like Ross said in one of his very own lines, he said, fuck a blog dog, because one day we gonna meet.
Yep.
And the same shit that he's talking about, people on the internet talking about him, he want to run into them. Them same real goons that do the shit that you rap about that don't give a fuck are gonna bump into you.
Yep. I'm telling you, I don't think he's really seen the whole all those GD videos, like the GDs going after. Yo, I saw fucking dudes with a bow and fucking arrow. You know what I'm doing? I'm shitting you not. I had to point that out the comment. Like, yo, is this dude out there with a fucking bow and arrow like homie from The Walking Dead? Bow, like a Daryl. Yo, that's the type of goons he's fucking with. Dudes that will fucking hit you with a bow and arrow. They ain't got shit to do but sit there. Like, come on, man.
Explain that shit like, all right, so you die, right? You know, I can just see that being a cartoon. You show up, and they're like, okay, so what happened to you? Man, I got shot by a bow and arrow. Like,
with a bow and fucking arrow.
Saying 1865, like, I don't know, man. I think Ross' character, like, I'm not. I usually take a good time to shit on him.
Mm-hmm.
But he did show poor judgment, but I don't think that he should be catching all the outrage that he is right now. Mm-hmm. I don't think the line was as bad. Like, honestly, I think the Lil Wayne line about Emmett Till was worse.
Yeah, that's another one. That one was a fuck.
That's worse than this. And fucking poor Rocco, this nigga is fucking dying for a hit, and then this shit happens. So he getting all kinds of negative buzz.
Yeah, he was fucking I don't know what the fuck he was thinking with that line. But I mean, to a certain extent, that's why we preach here the freedom of speech thing. So I mean, you know, and it's like it's really when you think
rap.
About
it's
it,
really just rap.
When you think about it, like, I mean, they couldn't study this, but all of a sudden, because there's one line, are dudes gonna go out, start buying Molly just for the sole fact of them raping girls? Is it gonna increase the amount of rapes happening a month? Is what I'm trying to say. It's not. It's not. It is not. So yeah, just sucks for us.
This new politically correct world that we're living in that just turns a blind eye to certain issues while addressing other issues that aren't as big. Like, the way I see it, man, is it's just music and it's freedom of speech. Like, all these dudes back in the early 90s, Two Live Crew was fucking, they were trying not to let anybody sell their music. Ice-T was catching all kinds of heat. Facebook was catching all kinds of, those guys didn't go through all of this shit for some suburban white folks, excuse me if you're white and you live in the suburbs, or some politician, to speak out on some shit that they don't know what's going on. And it's really just music. Does anybody, talk shit about those fucking crazy ass dudes that dress up as clowns and talk about, running around with machetes or hatchets or whatever the fuck they got?
Yeah.
No. Does anybody come at Rob Zombie for being a fucking creep times 1,000?
Nope.
Did anybody say anything to Ozzy for biting fucking heads off of animals?
Chickens.
Yeah.
Chickens.
That's everything. Like, why is it that rappers always catch the heat?
Chickens.
Well, I know the answer.
Well, yeah, we know the answer. We all know the answer. But I ain't sure. MJ, please. MJ, please.
Yeah, right? No niggas.
MJ,
no
please.
niggas.
That's what's happening.
All right, so let's hop over that and let's talk about fucking North Korea trolling, man. This shit is so funny, man.
Kim Jong Trill, man. They're gonna launch nukes everywhere. Hide your wife, hide your kids. At this point, I don't even know what the fuck they fucking want. I just think they're doing it just for shits and fucking giggles. So we pretty much got to the point where they threatened to nuke the United States if the sanctions were to be passed. The sanctions were passed, so then they're like, you know what? We're gonna nuke South Korea and the U.S. And then it's gotten to the point where yesterday or day before yesterday, they loaded their missiles allegedly, and they're just gonna fucking do it any day. And I mean, the kicker is that if they do have missiles, their missiles could probably only hit maybe Alaska, and I don't think that many of us would miss Alaska. But fucking it's just silly, because even if they would have launched the missiles, let's say they would have launched these missiles, and the missiles would have landed in the middle of the ocean and take out a baby whale, they are fucking gonna get pain like they've never seen before.
Them green.
They're gonna see. They're gonna get hearts and minds.
They ain't gonna see shit. You know what they're gonna see? They're gonna see a fucking flash.
That's it.
That's all they're gonna see.
That's all. And one day we're gonna wake up and North Korea no longer exists.
I seen that we were watching CNN at work, and they were asking Obama. They were talking to him, and the volume was down on the TV. But Obama makes me laugh because you can tell Obama's just like a cool ass dude. Mm-hmm. Like, he's like slumped in his chair with his legs crossed, and he's got like this look on his face, like he's answering the questions like, well, yeah, I blah 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 blah. But in his head, he's like, man, these niggas better chill because I'm about to fuck everything up.
Oh yeah, and that's what's gonna happen with them if they even attempt to do some dumb shit. They're gonna fucking give South Korea a lot of beach property. A lot of beach property.
That work is gonna get there. Like, the thing is, and somebody was saying that this could be potentially a long drawn out conventional war, and I made the Skip Bayless face. I chuckled because the countries are close in proximity. Obviously they're right next door to each other,
mm-hmm.
and North Korea does have a sizable army. From what we think, there were some rumors floating around that a lot of those pictures were photoshopped.
Mm-hmm.
But this is pretty much how it would go. They invade South Korea. Lose a couple thousand people from all the mines in the DMZ.
Yeah.
The Republic of Korea Army will mobilize and start fucking shit up. all our guys from Camp Cloud and all of that would start mobilizing, and we'll sending tanks, and yeah, that should be over in about a week, I say.
A week? Yeah, you give him credit. I think that should. I forgot what's the
Only
shortest
just
war
because
ever.
of the terrain.
Oh yeah, I think that should
Just
be
through
over.
airfare alone, or through, if we're, now if we send them things, not even the nukes, if we send, just conventional bombs,
Yeah,
that shit it's a wrap.
I think that's what's
Like,
gonna happen.
just on the ground, like, they can't be, like, the thing, and even the thing, like, even looking at the sheer logistics of it, like, remember a while back that I was telling you and I was telling all our listeners about that documentary that I watched about North Korea, that the chick, she was a reporter, and she did she did a report where she basically was hiding along with an eye doctor, and like, people are starving up there, so people, they don't have the logistics to feed everyone, so just from a supply standpoint, it won't last long. And then just from muscle, it won't last long either.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't understand what he's trying to accomplish in flexing his squirt gun.
He's at one point they say he was doing it. His pops used to do it. His pops used to be more subtle with it. His pops used to do it. They'd get some fucking money. He'd chill out. But this one, I don't think he's learned the finesse of it.
Nah, yeah, I don't know, man. And the sad thing is that the people, I think the worst part of it is that all those people that live in that country who don't know anything outside of North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
All those people that are starving, that are dying, that's really the sad part. That don't know any better. And potentially, because this dude is feeling himself, millions of people might die because of this stupid motherfucker. Like, they won't get wiped off the map. And even China told him, yo, y'all gotta chill, because they don't want us right in their backyard.
Not at all. Not at all.
China, I'm not paranoid about China like a lot of people are. I think really the deal with China is that we're both on the same terms as, all right, y'all do y'all thing, we're gonna do our thing. We make each other too much money. And and China's probably like, yo, y'all about to fuck up our bread, so if y'all don't want to deal with us and them, y'all better fall back. So I don't know. It's a pretty good troll job though from Kim Jong up there. So I was gonna actually have North Korea as my L of the week, but we ain't got them things on them yet, so won't. So instead, I'm gonna share this gem with you guys.
I had heard about the story like right before, even when you told me to look at it, and I just saw like the title before I clicked on it. I had heard about this, and this is just fucking. I'm gonna let you get into it.
I don't even know where to start, yo. All right. So my L of the week goes to this dude in China who was watching porn, and he got a little inspiration. I don't know what the fuck he was watching, but apparently from whatever he was watching, he thought that it would be a good idea to stick an eel up his ass.
An eel? A fucking eel, people.
Let that sit and resonate with y'all first. A fucking eel.
I think people don't realize, like, I don't think people realize, like, eels are fucking huge, people.
They're disgusting.
They're like the size of large fucking snakes. I've never seen an eel and be like, oh, that's a cute eel. Like, you know what I mean? Have you ever heard that? Oh, that's a cute eel. People don't even keep these shit as pets.
Even the word eel is ugly. Like,
Yes.
you see something, you be like, ew.
Exactly. Exactly. Them shits are fucking demonic as heck.
Yeah, very. But even worse is dude stuck this eel up his ass and it tried to escape, so it started chewing through his colon and it got stuck in a body cavity and he had to get emergency surgery to get it removed. And this x-ray, I don't know if this is real. I got it off of MSN.com.
Nah, that's not real. Cause fucking eels are. I was looking at it right now. Like that can't be real. Cause that eel looks too small.
Yeah, I don't know, but it got stuck in a body cavity somewhere, and it was like chewing its way through, up through.
It was up his ass.
Yeah, dude almost died. Like, you guys know anything about anatomy? Obviously the basics is you shit out waste, so that's toxic. So anytime that area is punctured or whatever, you'll get septic real quick and die really fast because it poisons your bloodstream basically. So this dumb motherfucker almost died, and on top of it, as of that's not bad enough. The ultimate thing, he almost died because he's a fucking pervert. He might face animal cruelty charges.
He should. He should. He should. This shit, I hope that, and they probably did. I hope this shit makes the front of every fucking national newspaper over there for being a fucking, like, dumbass. Like, a fucking, like, I don't even want to think of the logistics behind that.
What do you do? Like, you sitting on X videos and you get ready to handle your business and you're like, oh shit, let me go down to the river and fetch me an eel. That's not a rational mind doesn't do those things.
Fucking yeah, man. I'm telling you, like, I don't even like I said, just the logistics. Like, it wasn't a dead eel. This was a full live grown eel.
Don't them things they got like teeth too? So how the fuck did he even?
They do. He wrestled. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Dave Chappelle.
Monkey?
How do you fuck a monkey thing?
Yeah, dog. I was thinking that shit
like,
too.
How do you fuck a monkey? Like this, like you just don't go like, oh, come here, Mr. Eel. Let me, like, the fuck is going on, man?
He said, yo, man, we're gonna go out. Nah, man, I think I'm gonna just stay at home and chill with my monkey.
Yeah. Chimp.
He said I taught Chimp how to jerk me off with his feet.
That was fucking.
That's fucking terrible, though, man. Like, why? Like, why are you? Why are you
that's real life.
Your ass anyway?
Like, that's real fucking life. Like, you sit home and you're like, man, I'm fucking bored today. I ain't got nothing to do. And we fucking normal people watch TV, play some video games. There's motherfuckers out there that fucking go to the river, pick up an eel, and try to have the eel fucking. Incredible. See, humans never cease to amaze.
And you know what, man? I read this story and I was about to go full troll mode and be like, man, fucking white folks, they're at it again. Because whenever you read a story like this, where there's somebody fucking a chicken or a goat or something like that, it's almost always a white person. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. And y'all can't tell me otherwise. But I saw it and I was like, it's a Chinese man? I made the Leon face and kept it moving. I was legit surprised and disgusted and disturbed.
That shit doesn't surprise me anymore. Speaking of animals,
this
man.
one legit surprised me, man.
Speaking of fucking animals, man. It was like a couple of months ago. I was on the Kali. Shout out to the Kali.com. In the JBO, just bugging out. And I forgot what the thread title was. But it wasn't what was inside the thread. All I know, somewhere inside this thread, which it had to do with something sexual, somebody posted a picture that was from another forum of some sicko who had fucking, and if you like dogs, this would be your turn to turn the volume down for about 30 seconds. Some fucking sicko had a dog up on a stand, handcuffed, gagged, and blindfolded.
What?
And I mean, they didn't show the picture wasn't obviously like the story was that the guy had fucked the dog, but they didn't show the guy. But like it was just the saddest thing ever because you could see the look on the fucking dog's face of despair as it was handcuffed with a ball gag in its fucking mouth. And in my head,
That's terrible.
yo, I'm like, the fuck is wrong with people? Like, the fuck is wrong with fucking people to do that shit? And you gotta think, these are people that are around us on a daily basis. Oh, this dude with the eel, this motherfucker with the dog, this is a normal motherfucker for the most part who's gonna get up, go to work tomorrow, be in the supermarket next to you, be in the movies next to you or some shit like that, and you just don't fucking know who's a sick motherfucker.
That's terrible, man. I hope they caught that motherfucker.
I didn't even bother reading the rest of the thread. I was like, this is just the sickest shit I fucking seen, man. Sick. Yep.
Damn. All right, so do you have a recommendation for Netflix this week?
Yes, I do. I gotta give me a second to pull something up. If you want to go first, if you have something picked already, you can go ahead.
I had like 3 or 4 things that I've watched recently. I gotta look and see which one I actually want to. Actually, you know what? I do know what I wanna. I'm back on my documentary steez.
Okay.
So I watched this this National Geographic like special, I guess you could call it, and it's let me get the exact name. It's called Russia's Toughest Prisons.
Okay.
And basically, it's a film crew that gets special access to go inside 3 prisons in Russia that are like max security.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever see anybody complain about prisons here, which I don't really care about how prisoners are treated here because committed a crime to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But compared to what the shit that they got to go through over there, these motherfuckers had better be a fucking Yellowstone camp or Jellystone or whatever, because that shit's summer camp compared to over there. These dudes have a small ass cell that they obviously share, and the way that it's set up is like in this one particular prison, it's called the Black Coffin,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a creepy ass name anyway. It's basically a cell surrounded by, so it's bars. It's surrounded by another set of bars that's enclosed in like a metal shell almost that has a door to it. And that's how they get in and out. And the prisoners, it's you go there, you're not leaving there. So, much there for life till you die. Basically, when you get there, they blindfold you so that you can't see what the prison looks like. You can't find out which hallway leads to where, which door, this and that and the third. And also, they handcuff you behind your back and bend you over at the waist. And that's how they make you walk. So you're in a helpless position. So you can't do anything if you were ever decide you wanted to fight back or whatever.
Whoa.
And the guards hold their hands there.
Damn.
So also the other thing is they are allowed 90 minutes a day for exercise time, quote unquote. But they don't get to go outside. It's in a big cell, and they basically walk back and forth. And that's what they get. That's how they get their exercise.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty much known that fucking every prison outside of here is fucking raw. Like, prisons here are like resorts. They're straight up fucking resorts. Like, you're lucky. There's some prisons, I know in Dominican Republic, there's prisons that if family members don't bring you food, you don't eat. Somebody gotta fucking bring you food or you do not eat.
Damn. That shit is vicious. Like, they're watched 24/7. Like, every cell has a camera on them. So they don't have any privacy at all. Like, I was just laughing like, holy shit, like, this is rough. And
Yeah.
then, like I said, they're under 24 hours supervision. And then when they wake up, they have to make their bunks,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not allowed to sit on their bunks for the rest of the day.
Nice.
And there's no dining hall either, so they get bumped all their meat. So they're always in their cell. For those 90 days, they get to walk around. And every time they're transported, they're blindfolded, put in that stress position, and they got an evil-ass, demonic fucking German Shepherd barking at them.
That is fucking wild.
There's some other ones. I didn't really get a chance to watch some of it, but they also got some really good information. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen like the like Rush like prison tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they go in, they start talking about them a lot, and a lot of the prisoners, like in some of the other prisons, some of the inmates actually talk about their prisons and what they need, and why they got this and why they got that. But one of them, I was laughing because it was so fucked up. One of the prisoners, he killed his wife and his stepbrother, or his brother-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
because they drank a lot and they were making too much noise, and his daughter was trying to sleep, so he killed them.
Crazy.
And then there was another gentleman, and I use that word very, very convincingly. He was drinking. He went to the bar. He was coming home, and I guess one of his neighbors asked him for a light. And he said he didn't have a light. The dude tried to fight him. So he fought him and ended up killing him. So he drugged him into his house.
Chopped him up?
Huh?
Chopped him up?
Yeah, and ate him.
It's one way to get rid of evidence.
He said he cut up a piece of his thigh and he boiled it, and he said he didn't like it. So he cut another piece off and he fried it in a pan, and he said it was really good. So he gave it to like some of his friends and stuff to eat. He told them that it was kangaroo meat.
Come on, everybody knows that human thigh is best fried, not boiled. Wow.
But yeah, it's crazy. And then they were saying like one dude, he got convicted of transporting, I think, and he got like a 4-year sentence right off the bat.
Yeah, they don't play that shit.
They said their prison sentences are, I think, like 80% tougher than here in the States.
Yeah, they don't play that shit over there at all.
Yeah, so that's my Netflix recommendation this week, guys. Russia's toughest prisons. It's really, really dope. Like I said, I love my documentaries. I love seeing about other cultures and things like that. Yeah, that just every time I want to be mad that about some stupid ass laws here in the United States, I'll watch that and remind myself why I'm happy to be an American.
My recommendation for today is going to be quick. It's going to be a classic because I really haven't seen anything brand new that's been impressive. It's going to be the movie American Me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it recently got put on Netflix for those who haven't seen it, and it tells the story of how the basically the Mexican mafia got started in prison. It's 3 friends, 2 Mexican dudes and 1 white dude who's pretty much a Mexican dude or whatever. How they went from youth jail to federal jail, and how they started the Mexican mafia and how it was run. Really, really, really interesting story, especially when that most of it's true and fucking.
That shit is sad, man. There's about 3 or 4 legit, really fucking sad scenes in that.
Yeah, there is. There fucking is. It's a classic. It is
the wedding. After the wedding, like I don't want to give everything away if people haven't seen it. You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah, exactly.
That shit was so fucked up. I felt bad then, and then yeah, pretty much the whole shit, man. It's really fucked up. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that shit.
Yeah,
that's a really, really good movie. And then there's if you guys are with the faint of heart,
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't watch it because there's some brutal shit that goes on in that movie.
Yeah, some real shit.
Mm-hmm.
Some real shit. The homies get some love. Hey,
Yeah.
like they say in Training Day. Like they said in Training Day.
That white boy in Pelican Bay or whatever.
Yeah.
Ooh, what was he? Was it the warden's son or?
No, he was the son of some Italian drug dealer. Basically, the Italian guy who's running the heroin out there.
Made him pay.
He got that work.
Mm-hmm.
For real. But that's my Netflix recommendation for this week. American Me.
All right. So you got any shout outs?
Shout out, man. Shout out to all our listeners. I was about to say customers. Shout out to all our listeners for being patient. And we've been gone for a while, but we're pretty much
we had
back.
Birthday to celebrate, yo.
Yeah, we had shit to do in between, but we're pretty much back steady. I'm gonna just let everybody know now. We won't be going back. We probably won't be going back to the Podmatic format just because we've been having issues there. What I'm gonna try doing now is just uploading straight to YouTube and providing a MediaFire download link or something like it, just because it's a lot more convenient. And really, until we really get this website up and running and figured out, we're gonna go with YouTube just because pretty much YouTube works across all formats. If you have a cell phone, a tablet, a computer, YouTube works for everybody. And I know people have been having issues with Podmatic and stuff like that.
And if you guys use YouTube, it'll help us make some money.
Yeah.
So I just throw that out there.
Yeah, but shout out, man. Shout out to us. Shout out to our listeners for being patient. And shout out to the Kylie, like always. Shout out to everybody on Twitter and all that.
Yeah, same thing. Danny and I, our birthdays were like a week apart, basically. So we were out of the loop, just trying to get everything together. We're still working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So we got to get everybody back listening, back consistent. We got to get consistent, bringing out a better product for y'all. But yeah, just shout out to everybody. Shout out to the college for being supportive as always. Shout out to everybody that follows us individually on Twitter, that follows the show on Twitter. We got to get that popping again. But yeah, and shout out to all the Lakers fans.
Kobe.
Kobe's done, and I feel for y'all.
Damn.
But other than that, we're back, guys. We'll be back. It was only temporary. Took a few shots. But anyway, for Danny, I'm Judd. This is GeekSet Radio, and we're out.